Imagine a person who treats every conversation like a courtroom where they are the judge and you are the defendant. They don't just want to be right, they need you to be wrong. To the casual observer, this looks like extreme confidence. It looks like power, but psychology suggests something far more interesting is happening behind their eyes. You aren't looking at a giant, you are looking at a master of disguise. The loudest ego in the room is often the most fragile, and today we're going to dismantle the mask. We call it the superiority complex. It's a term often thrown around to describe arrogant bosses or narcissistic partners. But if we look at the reality of the human mind, superiority isn't about having too much self-esteem. It's about having none. This is the paradox of the God complex. It is a psychological cheat code designed to hide a deep, terrified feeling of inadequacy. Today we are exploring why people feel the need to be better than everyone else, and why true confidence is actually quiet. In the early 20th century, psychologist Alfred Adler proposed a theory that changed how we view arrogance. He argued that the drive for superiority is actually a direct response to feelings of inferiority. Think of it like a pendulum. The further you are pulled back into feeling small, weak, or incapable, the harder you must swing to the other side to compensate. For the person with a superiority complex, life is not a collaborative experience, it is a hierarchy. And if they aren't at the top, they feel they are at the bottom. There is no middle ground. This isn't just being competitive. This is survival. Their brain has convinced them that if they admit a flaw or acknowledge that someone else is smarter, their entire self-worth will collapse. So they build a fortress. They use grandiosity as a defense mechanism. But here's the catch. A fortress is built to keep things out. These individuals are so busy defending the walls of their ego that they become prisoners inside it. They don't want to be great. They want to seem great to silence the voice in their head that says they aren't enough. So how do you spot this specific psychological architecture? It usually manifests in three distinct behaviors. First, there is the critic. You might notice that superior acting people are often hypercritical of others. This is projection. By focusing on your mistakes, they distract themselves and the room from their own insecurities. It's an inefficient emotional transaction. They try to lower your value to artificially inflate their own. Second, we have the one-upper. You tell a story about a bad day. They had a worse one. You talk about a promotion. They talk about their empire. This isn't conversation. It's a battle for relevance. Their brain cannot process a moment where they are not the protagonist. And third, the need for absolute control. Uncertainty is a threat to the superior mind because uncertainty implies they don't know something, and to them, not knowing is a weakness. They refuse to ask for help because asking for help requires admitting a deficit. This creates a dangerous loop where they would rather fail in charge than succeed with assistance. This is passion to them. But to the rest, it looks like insanity. There is a dark side to this mindset that the superior person instinctively avoids facing: isolation. True human connection requires vulnerability. It requires saying, "I don't know," or "I was wrong," or "I need you." The superiority complex makes these phrases impossible to say. As a result, these individuals often end up surrounded by people, yet completely alone. They have admirers, perhaps, or subordinates, but rarely friends. This is the tragedy of the superior mind. They crave respect so desperately that they behave in ways that ensure they never get it. They win the argument, but they lose the relationship. They command the room, but they kill the vibe. It is a lonely existence at the top of a pedestal that only exists in your own head. If you are dealing with someone like this, realize that their arrogance is not about you. It is a shield. Attacking them only makes the shield thicker. And if you recognize these traits in yourself, if you feel that burning need to be the smartest person in the room, understand that you aren't broken, but your brain is overworking to protect you from a threat that isn't there. Real confidence is quiet. It doesn't need to announce itself. A person who is truly secure in their intelligence doesn't feel threatened when someone else has a good idea. They don't need to crush others to feel tall. You don't want to act superior. You want to cultivate genuine self-worth. That means accepting that you are flawed, you are human, and you are still valuable. The moment you stop trying to prove you are perfect, you gain the freedom to actually become better. You don't need the mask. The reality is people will like the imperfect, honest version of you far more than the perfect, superior character you are trying to play. The psychology of superiority is a trap. It promises respect but delivers loneliness. It promises strength but hides fear. But once you see the mechanism, once you understand the overcompensation, you stop being intimidated by the arrogance of others, and you stop being a slave to your own ego. If you want to reclaim your focus in a distracted world and understand the hidden drivers of human behavior, you're in the right place. Subscribe to Reality's Hub for more insights into the psychology of modern life. I'll see you in the next reality.